Welcome back here to the Iona Insider pregame show. John Sickey here with head coach Billi Godsey. Coach, you guys coming off a 78-62 win over Niagara. You controlled from the tip-off all the way to the final buzzer. What were some thoughts on that win?
I think that, we did a good job moving the ball against their zone and finding open shots. And I think, obviously, Iona Robinson stepped up huge for us that game and knocked down some big shots where we were a little bit stagnant at times. Much different Niagara team, I think, than we saw up there. They couldn't get into a rhythm themselves, so, I wouldn't give us all of the credit, but, I was excited to see us knock down quite a few threes and just to kind of move the ball to each other.
Yeah, defensively, you held Niagara to 62 points. It was a 94-84 game up there in Buffalo. Was this one of your better defensive efforts of the year?
I would say we're improving. Defensively, I wouldn't say necessarily one of the better. Like I said, I don't think Niagara was able to get themselves in a rhythm either. So we were able to take away some stuff, but they, found some turnovers themselves that we didn't, necessarily force. But we were able to capitalize on them on the offensive end. So I obviously would like to continue to see us improve on the defensive end, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
Did it feel good to control a game from the tip-off all the way to the final buzzer?
Yes, it felt good to, finally get into that space where we were able to control it and able to kind of, get some other people some looks and try to figure out different options for us. So it was a nice feeling of that game. You mentioned the three-point shot. The team hit a record 16 three-point field goals. Did you feel that most of those field goals came within the run of the offense? Absolutely. I don't think there were any forced three-point shots. I think that we did a good job of moving the ball, coming off the screen, finding the open person, making the extra pass. It took us 43 to get there, but glad we were able to knock them down. Yeah, well, you mentioned Iona Robinson, 20 points off the bench, 17 in the first half when D'Amico was struggling. How big was she in this game? Iona was huge. She came in with a lot of confidence, got back into her rhythm. She's kind of been out of sorts a couple of games for us since she had the start a couple of games ago, but it was nice to see her get into a groove early and knock down some shots early because I think that gave her a lot of confidence, and I think that helped give everybody on our team confidence when D'Amico wasn't hitting right away. Yeah, D'Amico struggled in the first step. Did you feel she was forcing some shots up early in the game? No, I don't think she was forcing. I just think, it's that time of the year where everybody's a little fatigued, everybody's a little tired, and I think it caught up to her after her last performance. So I didn't think she was able to get warm right away, but I think second half she came back big for us. You talk about a player who really stepped up as well. Kind of sneaky, though, was Alicia Powell. 12 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 short of a triple-double. What about her game? Very sneaky. It was really nice to see her because she was able to beat them off the dribble quite a bit and get into the lane and create and find other people. So it was nice to see her be able to get 10 assists on that game because she hasn't been in a rhythm offensively for the past couple of games. Getting in, getting extra shots up, trying to find her offensive scoring threat back. But to have her find everybody else, I think, is important for us. Someone who struggled against Niagara was Joy Adams. 6 points, only 12 rebounds, I believe. Her double-double streak ended. She got into early foul trouble with 2 personal fouls, and that seems to be a trend that's been going on the past couple of games. How do you talk to a player like Adams, who is so aggressive on the ball, always going after it, but also teach her you can't get into early foul trouble? I think it's just a learning process for her. Obviously, she's young. She's a sophomore. We expect a lot out of her, but she's going to have those games where she picks up a few cheap fouls. So just constantly communicating with her that, you just have to make sure you're in a stance and you're ready to go right away. She sometimes gets herself caught where she's watching a little bit and then she's reactive rather than getting to the spot early. So I think she'll just continue to grow as games go along, and hopefully this is a game where she can stay out of foul trouble and get back into the rhythm of her double-double habits. With the big win against Ryder and then a fairly easy win against Niagara, do you feel this team's starting to get its swagger back? I think so. I hope so. But we'll see today, I guess. And now today's game is against the Canisius Golden Griffs. It was a tight game up there in Buffalo, especially the first half. You guys pulled away. What are you expecting here today? They absolutely set the tempo, set the momentum for the first half up there. So I expect them to come out hungry, playing hard, fighting, because, we really turned it around in the second half and kind of took the game back from them. So I'm sure that's the message that they're getting, that they had an opportunity to get a win up there and set the pace, so they're going to have to stay a little bit more consistent with that. So it should be a good game. I think they'll, try to slow us down a little bit, but we'll continue to try to run and play within our game. But, it's always a great game, a great matchup in conference time. So. Iona Robinson only played 3 minutes in the first matchup. Do you expect her to play more today? Yes, I think Iona has improved quite a bit from that point in the year early where we were still kind of struggling to find who our sixth person was. And I think she's really found her spot, found her role to be the first off the bench for us. So I think she'll obviously get quite a few more minutes for us this game. Yeah, she mentioned in her pregame interview the team has to stop Canisius' transition threes. How does the team go about doing that today? We need to communicate. As soon as they get the defensive rebound and they turn to run and push towards us, we have to stop the ball ball, and we have to communicate, and we have to make sure we get matched up early. They have some great shooters in Hahuli and Morabito, and they shoot deep beyond the three-point line. So we have to make sure that we're talking the entire time, and we sprint back, and we take pride in defending the three-point line.
Morabito has started every game since that Iona matchup on January 3rd. What does she bring to the starting lineup?
She brings great shooting, and she really stretches the floor for them. With a different lineup, we were able to shrink a little bit and kind of help and take away some of their drives, but also really locate the one shooter they had on the floor a ton. But with both of them, Hahuli and Morabito in there, they really stretch us and really make us have to make sure that we really lock down one-on-one defensively so that we don't have to overhelp on Mills and then leave wide-open shooters.
Yeah, you have Morabito and Hahuli on the outside. We also have Jamie Ruddle on the inside, a very capable forward who can score. What's the key to stopping her?
We're going to have to front her, and we're going to have to trap her. We obviously have struggled a little bit defensively this year with trying to defend the paint and trying to make sure we shut down post players. So we're going to have to send a couple people to her, and we're going to have to make sure that we keep her off the boards and we just match her physicality. She's a really good player, and when she gets into a rhythm, she can really score for them. So we have to make sure we make her priority as well.
All right, Coach, good luck today.
Thank you.